Palma. Oh,
man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Cuestes.
Oh, wow.
Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Malonia is open. 3-point.
Oh, my goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Celis. Caballero has time. Just posterized by
Second game ng ngayong Tuesday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League Season 7. Jeff Manday and the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu chasing home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs ng North Division. Ito namang si Abdul Sawat and the Zamboanga Sika trying to steady the ship after that defeat to the Quezon Huskers over the weekend. Zamboanga did not have Abdul in that ball game, and he is back in action as Zamboanga takes on Caloocan in our second game dito sa Paco Arena in Manila. Magandang gabi mga kaliga sa Delf Tupas, kasama si Javi Palania, and magandang gabi din sa mga nanonood sa atin sa YouTube, pusup.com, and we are live on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And Javi, very important game for both teams. Kita naman natin kung gaano kahigpit ang ating team standings in the North and South Divisions.
Tama ka dyan. You know, these last few games of each team, Zamboanga and Caloocan, will decide if they will advance to the playoffs outright or if they will be relegated into our play-in tournament.
Oo, wala pang na hindi pa sure dito ang lahat, ang mga bagay-bagay sa liga natin dahil nga sa ating bagong format, which is the introduction of the play-in tournament. And we are also introducing our third member of the panel, Mika Abisamis. And Mika, kamusta yung dalawang coaches natin? And you know, parehong galing sa talo. What's going on with their teams?
Maraming salamat sa Delf, Javi, para dito sa Caloocan. Bitoon is back, Barkuma is back, no? After their injury, sabi ni Coach Mike Sagigit, this could be his advantage in terms of experience against guys like Michael Are and Chino Mosqueda. But, problema rin syempre, dahil nga medyo veterano na, itong Caloocan Batang Kangkalu, ay sigurado daw patatakbuhin sila itong Zamboanga Sikat. Something that they needed to fix, especially after that loss against the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Para naman dito kay Coach Egay Macaraya, sabi niya, naku, Mika, talagang nagkakapaan pa. Especially after the loss of Roy Sumang, Itchy Altamirano, and CBC, ang kanilang tatlong veterano. But he told them, no, that they have to be accountable. This is the time where they can show their talents. Ito na yung panahon na yun. At sabi niya, siguro naman more improved na sila after our stint in QC last season na magkakasama kami. So, Delphin Javi.
Maraming salamat, Mika, and really gut check time para sa Zamboanga. You know, this is where, you know, you get tested. Ito yung, kumbaga, ito yung panahon din na, you know, you have to embrace the challenge and the opportunity that you're given here.
Sabi nga nila, di ba, staying on top is the harder part. They were already at the top of the Southern Division for a time during this year, but then they started to face the tougher teams, which really made them have a test of character. No? They fell to a lot of those teams, but they were able to conquer also some top teams like the Pangasinan Heatwaves in their past few games.
Oh, and they did well against, you know, against Nueva Ecija. They did well, no, hindi lang sila pinalad. No? Jeff Manday is a marked man para sa Caloocan, Javi.
For sure, Jeff Manday, whenever you have this guy on the floor, you better make sure that you have full ball denial on him, because when he has the basketball, he can score however far from the ring. This guy really justifies the jersey number that he's wearing. 15 games against Ilagan Isabela, 11 of those coming in the second half. But again, you know, you may limit him in the first two quarters, but in the last two periods, especially in the fourth, you have to make sure you have your eyes locked on Jeff Manday.
Well, he is just a relentless scorer. Ito si Jeff Manday for Caloocan. Pareho pala naka-orange itong ating mga kupunan ngayon. No? Battle of the Orange Men dito. No, sa kabilang panig, also one guard to watch out for is the returning Mike Are. Mike missed some time off the floor due to an injury, but he's back now. And his return could not have come at a better time because nandito nga tayo palapit sa ating postseason.
Yeah, he was greatly missed for Zamboanga. I think his energy will really provide a lot of spark for Zamboanga heading into the latter stage of the season, especially sa playoffs natin. If Zamboanga will try to turn a new leaf sa kanilang laro, Michael Are will be one main proponent of that. His energy, whether it's starting or coming off the bench, will be huge for Zamboanga.
Well, the two teams, yun, pareho nga naka-orange. No, tingnan natin yung kanilang mga numero, no, with their team comparison here, and you see here halos magkadikit lang, no? Number 17 in scoring ang Caloocan, number 15 ang Zamboanga, number 7 in points allowed ang Caloocan, number 8 in points allowed ang Zamboanga. So hindi nagkakalayo except for the assist and the points of turnovers. Medyo no, may gap sila konti.
Yeah, but you could see there that the main thing that really stands out is they're both in the top 10 in terms of defense. So this is going to be quite a low-scoring game in my opinion. So expect Zamboanga to try and use that to their advantage and try to speed up the game against the Batang Kankalu.
Let's go to Richard Campos for the starters.
Also at guard number 24, Brian Enriquez. At forward number 7, Jeremy Kapanag. Playing center number 5, Batas Ronnie Matias. Their head coach, Mike Sagigit. Assistant coaches, Stephen Mupera, Philip De La Cruz, and Mark Orias. Team manager, Mac Robert De Chandu. Team governor, Jeremy Tin. Team owners, Dennis Flores and Congressman Oka Malapitan. Now for Zamboanga Sikat Family's Brand Sardines. At center number 1, James Una. Guard number 2, Chino Mosqueda. Also at guard number 15, Reg Gabat. Forward number 17, Abdul Sawat. The other forward, number 18, JP Kawilan. They're led by Bong Ramos. Assistant coaches, Ailey Borneo, Ian Valdez, Louis Bautista, Melo Banwa, Jeff Codera, Jose Pimentel, and Marvin Carrion. Team consultant, Egay Macaraya. The team managers, Ramay Rehan and Alvin Muñoz. Team governor, Omar Chua.
Brian Enriquez, Chris Bito, Ronnie Matias, Jeremy Cabanag, and Romel Calahat ang magsisimula for Caloocan. And Romel's former teammate at Baste, James Una, is on the other side. Kasama niya si Chino Mosqueda, another former San Sebastian stalwart in Reg Gabat, JP Kawilan, and Abdul Sawat, completing the starting 5 for the Zamboanga Sikat Family's Brand Sardines.
Usual starting unit on the floor for Coach Bong Ramos and Coach Egay Macaraya, while Caloocan going with another different unit to start this game. Coach Mike Sagigit has known to shuffle his starters throughout the course of this season, especially depending on who they're going up against.
And Chino Mosqueda, first miss of the game, galing kay Ronnie Matias. That's a foul on Chris Bitoon. Did not play against the Ilagan Isabela 5-star Cowboys. Ito si Chris Bitoon, and they sorely missed him. Nagkaroon ng dalawang mahabang scoring drought itong Caloocan in that ball game.
I think this is the season where he's missed the most games, no? Chris Bitoon.
Yeah. You see the defensive intensity from both teams early on here.
That's one of the things we talked about during our team comparison sa ating pre-game. No? Both teams in the top 10 defensively, 7th and 8th respectively ang Zamboanga and Caloocan in that department.
Kawilan for 3, got it in rhythm, and JP Kawilan, that's a badly needed basket after his struggles against the Quezon Huskers.
Oh yeah, and you know, against Quezon, he really was the biggest missing link in my opinion para sa Zamboanga Sikat. I think JP Kawilan, when he's missing from the outside, that greatly throws off Zamboanga off of what they want to do offensively. You see here, Calahat.
Ibang klase yung lakas ni Romel Calahat.
Just pull strong, no?
Oo.
That's the reason why Caloocan is one of the deepest teams in every position. So Romel Calahat, one guy who gets to play almost every position for the Batang Kankalu.
Abdul Sawat setting up the first 2 baskets here for Zamboanga. James Una scoring inside off the feed from Kalahat.
A referee is calling it very tight to start this game.
2 quick ones here on JP Kawilan. Abdul on the move. Drops it off to Una for the bucket.
I know that Zamboanga, they really like to defer a lot to their system, but I think Abdul Sawat has to do his very best to try and assert his will offensively here for Zamboanga. It doesn't necessarily have to come in scoring points, but just like what happened the first 2 baskets of the game, him making the decisions with the basketball for Zamboanga will be important, I think, in their success moving forward.
The Kawilan has to go to the bench here. Cabana knocks down the corner 3.
It's a pity because he just knocked down his first 3-point shot of the game. You would have thought that that would have been something good to get him going. Instead, he'll have to spend some time seated here for Zamboanga.
Luciano inside. That's a hard foul from Cabana. Tinamaan sa ulo. Si Luciano ni Jeremy Cabana.
Now with a lot of players getting in and out of the roster this season, especially at this point of the year para sa Zamboanga, JC Luciano has seen a spike in his playing time. He played 30 minutes against Quezon in their last game.
Well, nawala si Edsel Rojas sa kanila, no? Lumipat sa Quezon City. So, nawala rin si Carl Brian Cruz. I'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. May nagka-open up ang minuto na yan para kay Luciano. And Romel Calat starting this game the same way that he started against the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Getting baskets inside.
Nobody seeming like they can stay in front of Romel Calahat, even though they are in front. Calahat just overpowers them.
Hindi nakatingin si Chris Biton.
But I love the quality of this game so far. Both teams really paying great attention to detail to start this game. Defensively, they're really playing it very tight. You could tell that they've really scouted each other very well.
Reg Gabat off the pick, and he knocks down the 3.
However, when you're going up against a shooter in the 2-man game, you can't afford to go under the screen.
Can't make him beat you off the dribble.
Exactly. I think Reg Gabat, one of the best shooters off the bounce in this league. He has proven that this season.
Pito against Luciano. 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Masyado malalim si Ronnie Matias doon.
Cabanag was trying to fight over the screen, but the drop coverage was too deep, as you mentioned.
Cabanag, that's a 3 off the mark. Rebounding Reg Gabat. Here comes Zamboanga. Gabat will fire and hit again. That's back-to-back para kay Reg Gabat.
You know, the dangerous thing about this guy is when he gets one, that's going to get him going for a time. And he has been that kind of player for Zamboanga this season.
Very streaky. Pag nakakadalawa, hindi mo na, expect mo na yan, may tatlo, pang-apat pa yan. But the problem here for Zamboanga, they're already over the limit. And 3.5 minutes gone by pa lang tayo dito sa ating laro.
See, bringing the ball into the front court, a little rhythm dribble, couple, maybe against Chris Biton. Chris could not believe it.
This will mean free throws the rest of the way for Caloocan. Give credit to Romel Calahat. Talagang binugbog na itong mga depensa niya. Forcing them to foul him.
Maaga masahe yung binigay ni Romel Calahat against the Zamboanga defense. And even forcing Zamboanga to put JP Kawilan back to the bench early, even after hitting his first 3-point shot. That's a big thing.
Ball knocked away by Matias Una. Luciano. Abdul will fire and hit. And he's teed up.
Caught taunting to the Caloocan bench because they were really shouting at him before that shot. That was an open look. He really gotta hit those open shots, especially from beyond the arc.
Ice in his veins to eh. Hindi na pala pwede yun, Navi.
Yun na nga eh.
Ginagawa mo pa naman yan sa laro. Buti hindi ka technical dun.
Minsan
Pag
ginagawa
nakakashoot
ko
ka, alam natin kung gaano ka rare yung mga tres mo, di ba? Kaya, pakitaan mo kaagad.
Pareho kami niya ni Abdul Saud, bihira kami makashoot galing sa labas eh. Kaya ako, gagawin ko talaga gagawin yan eh.
Oo.
Ayan o, kinakausap niya yung mga referee
We have
niya.
to express ourselves here.
Yes,
Kailangan mailabas natin ang saloobin natin.
because for a lot of these players, basketball is an expression.
Oo. An expression of passion, of love, of life, and everything else in between.
Yes, sir.
Bitoon with the fadeaway. That's a tough shot. Rebound ni Abdul. Could have plucked that ball out of the air. Gabat with a finish. Sabi mo nga, Javi, no, tatakbuhan itong Zamboanga, itong Caloocan.
Exactly. The quickness of the Sikat ang nangunguna dito sa laro na to here in the first quarter.
This is the fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X-Pop personal karaoke speaker. Everyday karaoke. Abdul Sawat will not get an assist for that one, but he did get the rebound and triggered the break. Gabat with the finish. Timeout dito ang Caloocan. We'll be right back. It was a struggle for Zamboanga in Rosales, Pangasinan. They lost to the Quezon Huskers. A duel between two of the top teams in the South Division. Javi?
Yeah, they actually had a good start to this game, talking about Zamboanga, but then Quezon suddenly was able to use a strong third quarter just like they usually do. When they start games slowly, the Huskers get back in the third quarter. Zamboanga di na masyado nakabalik dun sa laro na yun in the second half.
Meanwhile, let's bring in Mika Abisamis.
Coach Egay and Coach Bong are accepting the challenge of hopefully the playoffs but with more obstacles dahil sabi nila, alam naman natin, panahon na ng mga 5 to 10 years experiences ang playoffs. So the young Sikat really need to run the system and make it the anchor of their appearance there. Biro nga ni Coach Egay, no, baka dumami lalo ang mga puting buhok ko. But Gabat, Sawat have started tonight though. Let's see, Sidel, Javi.
We'll see. But, you know, Jeff Manday, as soon as he enters the game, a quick fire three galing kay Jeff Manday. But ito nga, ang sinasabi nga natin, this is a time for these young guns to man up. Now, these next few games para dito sa Zamboanga.
Yeah, this is a part of the year wherein natetest yung mga karakter ng mga player ng Zamboanga. You know, most of the young players right now, they don't really have a lot of experience coming into the postseason.
Sorry. May technical tayo, Javi, ha?
Kanina pa nagigirean itong si James Una at si Ronnie Matias. Yeah, these two guys have been going at it. Kinapahirapan ng gusto ni Ronnie Matias na makatanggap to si James Una, but Matias has been doing it in a not so nice manner. They've been exchanging blows, both of them. And very important for James Una to keep his cool despite this.
Number 5, Ronnie Matias, for unsportsmanlike behavior. Second
Ronnie
foul
Matias.
on Ronnie Matias. And that is the
I love how James Una's the one standing his ground against the veteran. Importante rin kasi nga, dahil nasabi ko kanina, because James Una is practically their best defensive big man. big man. Kung mawala siya dito sa sahig, mahihirapan ang Zamboanga. They will lose length, they will lose rim protection, and they will lose a guy who can finish inside off of those drop passes by the dynamic guards of Zamboanga.
Una misses. Oh, 0 for 2. The 17-12. Nangangalahati na tayo dito sa ating first period. Two of the strongest teams in the north and the south. Lalaban ngayon. Kalahat is wide open. Misses the 3. Rebound, Chino Mosqueda.
And that's a part of his game that when it improves, he's even going to be tougher to stop. Talking about Romel Calahat. He could hit that outside shot occasionally. In fact, he's shooting at 37.1%, but the volume of shots not as many as the best shooters in this league.
Real Cervantes inside. There's a foul on Salim. Those are 2 quick fouls on Med Salim. Also sends Cervantes to the line.
So yeah, Kawilan with 2, Med Salim with a couple. Eh, si Salim wala pa yatang 5 minuto dito sa laro na to. He just came into the game.
Real unable to convert on the first free throw. Free throw of the game is brought to you by Stream Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. (17-12). Down low they go. Med Salim for 2.
Played perfectly there by Chino Mosqueda, taking the smaller Chris Beton to the block and then driving inside, attracting the defense and dropping it off at the last moment to Med Salim.
That's an offensive foul on Kalahat.
And they finally called something against him here, using his aggression to his disadvantage.
Alam mo na yung mangyayari dito. Alam mo na.
Chino Mosqueda was able to sell that well. Nabasa na nila na kanina pa sila in-overpower nito ni Romel Calahat. That's 2 great plays by Chino Mosqueda.
3.5 minutes remaining here in the first period. Credo able to recover the loose ball. It's with James Una. Barkuma whistled for the personal. Another foul. We will go to the free throw line again.
It was only a matter of time before Caloocan followed suit with the amount of fouls that have been whistled in this game, because both teams have been really playing it tight defensively. And it's really hard not to be committing fouls with that kind of intensity on the defensive end.
Two for 2 for Reg Gabat. Are is in the game in place of Chino Mosqueda. 9-point lead for Zamboanga. 3 minutes remaining sa ating first quarter. Cervantes for Caloocan. Real, the turnaround. No. Agawan sa bola. Are against Kalahat. And that is last touch on Are. Alvin Capobres back on the floor. Kalahat has stayed on here. Puro lahat dati niyang kakampi, halos lahat, no? Mga kalaro dyan.
Yeah.
Pati si Capobres.
Even his former coach.
Barkuma, shot clock down to 1. Real misses. Rebound, Capobres.
That's impressive defense without committing a foul there by Zamboanga, just staying in front of each white shirt there and challenging that shot of Cervantes.
Back the other way, Manday will score.
This is where Zamboanga cannot be careless. When running your offense, expect Caloocan already to really be having those heavy ball denials each time you try to make a pass, especially on a handoff. They're really going to try to get their hands in there to try and disrupt the flow of the offense. So you have to make sure you deliver that ball in a careful manner.
Now Manday breaks up the handoff and finishes in style.
And these Caloocan players, halos lahat sa kanila, they have really good defensive instincts.
And Met Salim misses the... Ay! Ang ating tropang si Patrick Anthony Santos. Happy birthday, idol.
Happy birthday, Pat.
The best.
Yes, sir. The one and only.
Oo. Better than Ton, ha? Better than Ton. Better than Ton.
Talaga?
Oh. The best yan si Pat. Minsan nga, pag wala si Ton, talagang inaalagaan niya ako. Ano,
Ay, naalagaan ka ba ni Ton?
Minsan.
Minsan lang, no?
Minsan. Pag feel niya.
Napapansin ko na nga rin na ayaw niya na tayo katrabaho eh.
Oo.
Kasi may mga times sa courtside siya eh.
Minsan nagde-day off siya. Minsan nag-GGP. Yan ang matindi. Iniwan talaga tayo. Diba, Ton? Tingnan mo naman ako, Ton. No? Tinitingnan kita ng ano. Diba? Love na love ko yan si Ton kahit hindi niya na reciprocate yung pag-ibig ko sa kanya. Iba na yata favorite na anchor ni Ton eh.
Iba na nga eh.
Iba na eh.
Napansin ko rin.
Iba na eh.
Napansin ko rin.
Sana
Hindi, parang ayaw niya na nga yata sa panel.
yun talaga yun.
Talaga yun.
I think yun talaga yung reason.
Yan talaga yung tingin ko.
Gusto niya na sa Obi-Wan siya.
Baka nga.
Gusto niya talaga.
It's either sa Obi-Wan
Umalis ka na nga
or
dito.
gusto niya sa courtside.
Courtside.
Oo. Napapansin ko ganun eh.
Sa mga observations mo, Mr. Palani, ha?
Bakit?
Ito, observation ko, maganda depensa ng Caloocan. Si Jeff Manday, magaling maglaro. Si Casin, mintis ang tira. Agawan sa bola, nakuha ni Kuya James Sena.
Siya na lang natira dito sa mga veteranong in-install ng Zamboanga this season. Ito si James Sena. And he's gonna have a lot more responsibility for his team, especially as they go deeper into this season.
A little too loose on the pass there, galing kay Capobres. Manday for 3. Lista mo na yan.
Again, you have to be very aware of where Jeff Manday is at all times.
10 points off the bench si Jeff Manday. Are. Capobres. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Credo for 3. No good. Sena and Cervantes rekindling their matchup dun sa ilalim.
Contemporaries ito nung Carlos.
Oo. Mid to late 30s.
Yeah. Quite around the time that you were still covering the collegiate circuit, right?
Oo. Real with the likes of Paul Sanga, Mark Baroka, R.R. Garcia.
Boy, that was quite the squad. J.R. Kawaling was also part of that team. Aldrich Ramos as well.
Oo nga.
What a loaded team that was.
James Sena had Marvin Hayes, the late Jason Nocum.
Yes.
Lakas din ng team na yun. John Wilson. John Wilson. Oy, libre si Manday. Tignan naman na ano doon. Salim with a hustle play. 3-second differential game clock and shot clock. Are waits for Credo. Credo lumapit with a jumper. No. Manangit saves it. ball is loose, picked up by Credo. Sena to Salim. Sometimes it borders on the comical.
It happens. It really sometimes happens. But I don't think they were aware of how little time was left on the clock.
Kasin on the move. Minteso Muda is fouled. Oh boy, we've had a lot of fouls here in the first quarter.
I mean, compared to the first game where there were barely any free throws. Here, we've really had a lot of fouls whistled out. Our referees have been very strict.
John Arthur Kalisay is in the game. Nalitan si Med Salim. Sumuda knocks down the free throw. 1.1 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Zamboanga might have even gotten away with goal interference. I think that board was tapped a couple of times before that foul was called.
Credo will miss the heave, and that will do it. First quarter in the books. Highly physical affair here between Zamboanga and Caloocan. Zamboanga up by 3. What a quarter so far for these two gunners. Jeff Manday, 10 points off the bench. Reg Gabat, 11 points in a starting role. Parehong may dalawang 3-pointers made. But overall contribution on both ends of the floor, very, very impressive itong dalawang players na to.
Tama ka dyan. They've been playing well on both sides. Manday was able to force a couple of turnovers which led to a couple of baskets. Reg Gabat, ganun din yung nangyari para sa kanya. He was the one who really started that big run by Zamboanga to get them an early lead, while Manday coming off the bench and helping Caloocan trim this gap to just 3 points.
A turnover to start the second period. First quarter shooting, 77% para sa Zamboanga, but trinabaho din sa free throw line. Ito Caloocan.
Zamboanga, they missed 5 free throws in that first quarter. 3-point shots were also falling for the Sikat, 4 out of 6 from downtown. Caloocan also went to the foul line a lot, 6 out of 10 para sa kanila. I expect a lot more free throws in this game between these two teams. I'm expecting a lot of fouls still to be called.
That rolls out for Jesse Sumuda.
Isa naging problema lang talaga ng Zamboanga aside from the missed free throws were also the turnovers that they had. They had 6 alone in the first quarter.
Bigat yun. Abdul against Manday. Sena. Masikip dito yung opensa ng Zamboanga. Kalisay launched the 3. Abdul inside. Just relentless down low. Ito si Abdul Sawat.
So far, Zamboanga has won the battle of the boards in this game. 11-7 in that department after that offensive rebound by Abdul Sawat. As long as they keep getting that advantage with Sawat having a smaller guard on him, I could repeatedly explore that option.
Coach Mike Sagigit there.
Belated happy birthday kay Coach Mike. I think he celebrated his birthday just yesterday or a couple of days ago.
Yesterday, was it against Ilagan? No, it was against Ilagan, I think.
Ah, yeah?
Hindi masyadong masaya. Caloocan now within 1 after the 3 ball galing kay Prince Casin.
Prince Casin has been a revelation this season for Caloocan. He has managed to hold the fort here for the Batang Kangkalu when numerous guards from the Batang Kangkalu are riddled with injuries. They have been able to turn to Prince Casin for production.
Only the first time out of the game for Zamboanga. We'll be right back. Caloocan falling short against the Ilagan Isabela 5-star Cowboys, and Caloocan actually got off to a 13-0 start in this ball game, but they had a 5-minute drought in the second quarter, another 6-minute drought in the third. And that allowed Ilagan really to just dictate the tempo of the game and eventually get the victory.
They were outscored in the second and third quarters 4-18 and 13-22, and that's what did them in sa laro na yun. The Cowboys managed to hold strong in the end game, preventing some comebacks for the Batang Kangkalu.
Are, that's a 3. Mike Are with the response here. 28-24, that's Paul Turco on the bench of Zamboanga.
It's something that they missed in his absence. His shot-making ability, the way that he's able to ignite a run off the bench, he really anchors that second unit from the guard position. Ito si Michael Are.
Manday misses the corner 3. Abdul will fire as well. Sumuda will be called for the foul. Nakahawak dito kay James Sena. Check out this 3-point shot brought to the Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
And that 3-point shot comes from that ball movement of Zamboanga. That's more to their liking rather than having someone off the bounce taking that outside shot. As that's tougher to guard for the opposing teams. That 3-pointer off the ball movement.
28-24, Casin has it against Kalisay. Casin with a getaway, finishes with a reverse.
Play that beautifully. Used Kalisay being too near him to his advantage. Spun away from the defense.
Pwede pala yun, no? Pag masyado kang malapit, pwede kang iwan.
Oo, ganun talaga yan eh. Minsan.
Mahirap talaga yun. Abi.
I
Huwag ka masyadong mag-close, ha?
I learned that the hard way.
Kalisay, nice. That's a nice block. Abdul, muntik pa pumasok. Manangit. Gets it across. Sumuda. Bitoon. JJ for 3. Masyado malakas. Rebound. Are. Gets it to Kawilan. Chavo.
Could have been an easy 2 points already there for JP Kawilan.
Medyo may konting intimidation din dun eh.
Yes.
This is the Gixter great move of the game, born for greatness. A little change of pace, change of direction, and the reverse finish galing kay Prince Casin.
If you're too close there, like John Kalisay is, you have to make sure that there's somebody willing to help out and rotate defensively. That time, no help defense for Zamboanga, allowing Casin the easy reverse.
Casin airballs the 3.
If you're Zamboanga, that's the shots you want him to take. Off the dribble, shot clock winding down, and with defense draped all over him.
Balik sa laro si Jeremer Cabanag and Romel Calahat. Chino Mosqueda gets it across to Abdul. Is a nice matchup right here. Abdul puts it in and one.
I think that's a matchup between two the most versatile players here in the MPBL this season. Just little advantage on the step there by Abdul Sawat.
One of the more dynamic players here in the league. Ito si Abdul Sawat, may 7 puntos na siya.
Calahat wasn't able to cut off the angle on the drive at allowed Sawat an opportunity to score.
4 rebounds and 2 assists para dito kay Abdul. As Jeramer. Ball intercepted by Gabat. Chino Mosqueda will finish. 5 quick points para Zamboanga. And it's the Batang-Kankalu's turn to request for a timeout. The fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X Play. On the go speaker, take your music anywhere.
Those cross-court passes are really very dangerous when you have guys like Reg Gabat playing the passing lanes and Zamboanga in turn running that fast break to perfection. Gabat locating Chino Mosqueda. Zamboanga back up by 7.
Kawilan, Una, and Gabat all struggled against the Quezon Huskers. Kawilan in particular only making 2 of his 8 attempts. Gabat laid an egg in that ball game.
Imagine 4 out of 14 between those 3 players. And those are 3 guys that give you really high percentages across the board this year.
Calahat with the offensive rebound and the finish.
The production of those 3 players are synonymous to the success of Zamboanga. Pag hindi pumupuntos yung mga yan, mahirap makapanalo ng mga laro ang Zamboanga sikat.
There's a foul away from the ball. Nasa penalty na ang Caloocan.
Zamboanga doing the better job of keeping their fouls to a minimum here in this second quarter, compared to the first period where they were in the penalty around this time.
Kawilan with free throw number 1. Free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Split at the line para kay JP Kawilan. Back the other way para dito sa Zamboanga, sa Caloocan rather, Cabanag. Calahat carving space. Count the basket and 1.
He's just making it look so easy. His moves, look how basic they are. Just utilizing that pivot so well. Getting around the defense and putting it up off the glass. Lumapad din siya, no?
Oo. Mabalikat niya.
You could really see it.
And 9 points already para kay Romel Calahat to go with the 3 rebounds. Halfway through the second quarter, Gabat with a fadeaway. Yes! What a shot.
Very looking jumper from the baseline. Isolated on the right side. Taking his defender to the bounce. And also forcing turnovers. That's the second turnover he's forced here in the second quarter.
36-31, balik sa Zamboanga ang bola. And what about this shot? Yan kay Reg Gabat, nakatagilid na eh, Javi.
Yun na nga eh. And still stepping back to make sure he had enough space to launch. And here, doing a good job of denying Jeramer Cabanag an opportunity to meet the rock on the handoff.
Gabat, teardrop, trying to go glass That time, hindi pumasok ang kanyang tira.
And he's just showed us the whole arsenal this year.
Ervin Palencia, back out to Manday. Kalahat makes his move against Kawilan, who has 2 fouls. There is another call.
That's the wise thing to do if you're Romel Kalahat. Being aware of the foul situation of your defender and trying to force another one. And you know how important JP Kawilan is to this Zamboanga team.
Well, sobrang aware siya kasi siya rin ang naka-earn ng 2 fouls na yun. Looks like Coach Egay and Coach Bong will request for a challenge on that foul call. We will be right back.
The review for the challenge was inconclusive and it has been nullified. We will stand on the call. Foul on JP Kawilan, his 3rd foul.
So the review is inconclusive. The call will stand, and that's number 3 on JP Kawilan, Javi.
That seems peculiar to me because I thought that it was marginal contact, but by the way that they've been calling fouls in this game, that really will be classified as a personal. Ayun rin naman yung initial call, so makes no difference. I'm not quite too sure why they judged it as inconclusive. Dahil kitang-kita naman na merong contact.
36-32. May misfires. Balik sa kabila. Ervin Palencia, Matias, Kalahat. Trying to bully Med Salim here. Nandun si Turco para tumulo. Kalahat is fouled.
Nobody has managed to slow down Romel Kalahat in this game.
Problema talaga sa amin.
He is a major problem. Kalahat already drawn 3 fouls on JP Kawilan. He's managed to draw 2 on Med Salim. Now he draws the 2nd on Paul Turco.
James Una returns for Paul Turco. There's Abdul, nag-cut si Gabat, masyado malalim. Biton leaking out. Chris Biton with a smooth finish. That's Caloocan basketball there. Tough defense and then a lot of really good finishers, including Chris Biton.
It's been a game of spurts here in the 2nd quarter. Now it's Caloocan's turn to go on a run for themselves, tying things up at 36. You know, both teams really putting a heavy premium defensively. Pero ngayon itong Caloocan, sila naman ang nakakuha ng turnovers, in turn getting them easy baskets. 36 all. 3 minutes and 30 to go.
Tied at 36. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the second period. That's a Gixer fan of the game, born for greatness.
Nice to see that despite the weather, halos puno pa rin tayo dito.
Oo, maraming pa rin nanonood. No, may isa pa tayong game dito. Head of Operations, Emer Oreta, and Security Head, Rudy Distrito. Bola ng Zamboanga. Caloocan making a run here in the second quarter. Romel Calahat has led the charge here for Caloocan with 12 points. Chris Biton with a 3.
Wow. Biton, 5 straight points. And all started with that layup earlier. Ooh, that's a bailout. You can see the frustration written all over Caloocan. It's the way that they vehemently protested that call. Looked like a clean swipe from behind on Mosqueda by Chris Biton. There's going to be no challenge. And Mosqueda will be given the 2 free throws here.
Chino Mosqueda at the line, gets the first one to drop. And that stops the run of Caloocan. It was an 8-0 run.
Yeah, Chino's been around the league for quite some time, but I think with Roy Sumang leaving this squad at this point of the season, this fast tracks his development as a main point guard here in the league.
Manday misses the 3. Ball going back to the side of Zamboanga. That was last touch on Ronnie Matias. 39-37, Are. Bagsak si Chino Mosqueda. Salim with a jumper. Masyado malakas. Una. Trying to save it.
That jumper has not been available para kay Med Salim. He's been getting some open looks.
Meanwhile, let's bring in Mika.
Chris Biton is playoff ready. Excited na daw siya to test his skills once again that have been seen many years in the MPBL. He wonders, nandyan pa kaya ang Manila Chris Biton? Nandyan pa kaya ang Nueva Ecija Chris Biton? He can't wait to go against Wamar, Marcelino, Taiwan, Gabo, just some of the elite point guards of the league. Silel, Javi.
Well, Chris Biton, that I think the question here for Chris is that, is he healthy enough?
Yes.
To go up against the elite playmakers in the league, because the season has been in and out of the lineup because of an injury.
Tama ka dyan. He's only played a handful of games this year for the Batang Kankalu. He only played 12 games for Caloocan this season. This is his 13th matchup, and maybe, just maybe, if he stays healthy, then Caloocan will be a tougher team to stop.
And just bodies flying, a lot of contact there. Manday, back to Biton. Chris. 23. Minute and a half to play here in the second quarter. Chino. Bigay kay Capobres, the 3. And Manday with another rebound.
Gotta make that if you're Alvin Capobres. Those open looks have to be more valuable para sa Zamboanga.
Biton launches the 3 and puts it in, making a statement here in the second quarter. This is now an 11-1 run para sa Caloocan.
He missed a shot earlier. Wasn't derailed from trying to put up another one, and this was an even tougher look because he had to step back against si Abdul Sawat.
You know, as it stands, even with Chris Biton in and out of the lineup, Caloocan is already a dangerous team.
Tama ka dyan.
And they have, this is a, I think, one of their big advantages this season with this lineup is that they have a lot of players who can take charge.
You're right.
There's Jeremy Cabanag, there's Joko Tayongtong, now Manday, and Chris Biton. Yun ang difference from last year to this year na kumabot din sila ng second round last year.
Tama ka dyan. And I think you could even throw Prince Casin into that mix this season.
Oo. He's had a handful of games na siyang nanguna para sa kanilang kupunan. Shot creators, shot makers, marami niyan. Ito ang Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Here's Biton, Sawat trying to cut off the angle. Biton is denied by Una.
Wow.
On the help.
Spectacular shot rejection there by James Una. Naunahan niya doon si Chris Biton.
Saan ka pupunta, Chris Biton? Ha?
No, 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 no.
Just a reminder of how good a rim protector he is. Abdul is fouled on the way to the cup. That has been the game so far. Hard fought. And I like that Zamboanga is really taking it inside the paint, much as Caloocan has also done that here in this ball game.
Yeah, because as much as they've tried to live and die by their outside shot this year, you've seen games where hindi na talaga sa very feasible. You have to change things up a bit. That's our lights, man. Happy birthday, Pat.
Pat, uy, happy birthday. Ayan. Okay yun ah. Wala man ng cake. Pag ano na daw, pag meron na daw.
Pag meron na ako nga.
Ay, ubos na pala yung cake.
Naubos na. Nauna pala yung cake. Di tayo nakatikim na.
Okay lang. Sila na muna. Nag-ano ka eh.
Nag-arat pizza ka naman eh.
Mamaya. Matias gets the roll. An incredible end para dito sa Caloocan in the second quarter. They are now on top by 6. A 13-2 run for the Batang Kangkalu to grab the momentum and the lead here. Heading into the half, Chris Biton, after Jeff Manday's surge in that first quarter, Chris Biton naman in the second period. A couple of three-pointers to finish with 9 so far in this ball game. Magbabalik kami after this break.
Is that for Diego?
Pero mintis, dalawang free throw, ha? Oh, what a pass! Banks Pascual setting up Kit Jimenez.
This has got to be one of the best games, if not the best game, that we've seen from Mix Pascual. Good decision making right there, but you got to catch up on the other end.
Defense once again. Ugsang at the post. Fading away. Oh my goodness, Reeve Ugsang. How about that?
If your key player is down, it's the role players that take over. Reebok-san this time, after giving that pass earlier to Mark Meneses, decides I'm gonna take on this one, taking on 3 white shirts, fading away, knocking it down to the delight of the Cebu Greats bench.
Sazon. Yambing will slam it down. Was actually asking for the lob. This guy could really jump out of a building. So si Rinwil Yambing.
Nice little pocket pass delivered there by Ives Sazon. It's still a slam for Rin William Bing. One hand flush as he brought back ang kanyang cornrows for this game.
You don't want to see going as well. Tandaan natin. Oh, what a move!
Grabe yun. And Mac Talio able to score.
In and out with the left hand and that right hand finish, leaving the defense on the dust. Mac Talio at his best, breaking down primary defenders.
Napako na sa 64 points. Rodel Gravera will slam it down with two hands.
He pretty much deserves that moment, itong si Rodel Gravera. He's just been a guy that they pull off the bench and always gives positive results. He never runs out of effort. It was a foot race with Migs Pascual, and Migs was not gonna challenge that. And Rodel Gravera, a very quiet, athletic guy.
At nauuna siya dito, Farito will slam it down with his left hand.
He is in a zone. Christian Pajarito has made this Voyagers team and this Cuneta Astrodome as his playground tonight, showing us everything that he can do on the floor. Left hand jam puts in that exclamation on the kind of game that Christian has played.
Missing the second. Davao, chance to win it. Escobedo inside the pass. Escocio scores! 0.7 seconds remaining. Val City calls timeout. What a play there by the Davao Occidental Tigers.
Well, they quickly ran the other way and trying to attack, understanding the time that was left, that front end miss.
About a 4-second differential between shot and game clock.
That is enough time.
Roy Sumang attacks, pulling up. Money on a mid-range jumper.
They got time.
But still a two-possession game. Hamon, a second remaining. And that's gonna do it. Zamboanga. How about Roy Sumang? Struggling all game long with his shot. Delivers the dagger for the Zamboanga Sikat.
The dagger against June Manso, no problem. Little step back, and that basket made just in time to give them the lead and eventually the game.
Basilan with 7 steals compared to 8 naman for Ilagan Isabela. Alex Cabagno drives baseline. Oh! Had that tough angle but had the wits in English to will that one through.
Oh boy, what an incredible shot make by the Crutchman. Santos was trying to keep in step with him all the way to the hoop. Took it to the other side with a much more difficult attempt. Was able to use that offhand to keep Santos from getting in front of him. But still, the magnitude of the difficulty of the shot.
He has post start para dito sa Sarangani.
Oh! One-handed throwdown right out of the gates from Simon Sandagon.
Simon Sandagon in his last 2-3 games has really sent out a statement that he is laser focused to try and bring a title for the Quezon Huskers this season.
That came out of nowhere. Simon Sandagon announcing his entry.
halftime dito sa Paco Arena in Manila. Zamboanga Secret Families brand sardines. And Caloocan Batang Kankalu in tight battle so far. And it was a game of runs in the first half, Javi. And then Caloocan with a really decisive run in that last 3-4 minutes ng second quarter para makakuha dito ng kalamangan na 6 points.
Yeah, Chris Biton was primarily responsible for that. At 9 points, I think all of that was in the second quarter para sa kanya. And Caloocan as a team scored 23 and limited Zamboanga to just 14 points in that second period. You could see here both teams able to shoot a decent percentage despite the defense that's been being played from both sides. But it's been the free throws that have been one of the main differences para sa parehong kupunan. There have been a lot of free throws shot in this game, but both teams have not been doing well from the line. Mas maganda lang ng konti yung porsyento ng Caloocan, and also that holds the same in terms of 3-point shooting. Caloocan +1 in that department with 6 makes compared to 5 for the Sikat. And the turnovers too have been one of the main reasons why Zamboanga has allowed Caloocan to get back in the game and take the lead.
Reg Gabat with that first quarter explosion of 13 points. Sa kabila naman, dalawang player, Manday and Biton. And Kalahat actually, sorry.
Yeah.
It was actually more of Kalahat who did most of the heavy lifting. Matias with a 3.
Kaya sobrang napadali rin yung buhay ng mga guardian ng Caloocan because Kalahat already was able to do the damage inside the paint. That's why when the defense sees that the ball goes inside, it's easy for Romel to kick it out to a shooter like Bitoon or Jeff Manday.
Kawilan is back on the floor, nursing 3 fouls.
And his absence, I think, greatly influenced how Zamboanga lost some shooting in their offense in the second quarter. Oh,
Inside,
that's a nice
Una,
pass.
unable to finish. Kasin off the glass and in.
That's just painful for you if you're Zamboanga. You know, you miss an open shot inside off a nice inbounds play, but then you allow 2 points on the other side for the opposing team. You got to get it back.
Corner 3, Reg Gabat gets it to drop.
Turned out to be the better decision there. Instead of James Una going for a reverse underneath, trying to force it up, he saw Reg Gabat wide open on the right side.
Kasin relocates, fires, can't hit. Inside Abdul. Umeri si Abdul, na-foul ni Kasin.
That's one thing he's done so well in this game. It's going to the line, Abdul Sawat.
The fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners and Extreme Magpalamig. Free installation for split type air conditioners.
It's Kasin finishing the fast break there. That's off a nice rebound by the Caloocan defense. Galing din sa mintis ni James Una.
Abdul knocks down the free throw, 46-42. Matias. Binigay kay Bitoon. There's Cabanag. Kasin from the corner. Masyado malakas. Rebound ni Kawilan. Mosqueda leaves it to JP Kawilan. A 3. Oh, ang ganda.
That's years of chemistry. I don't think Chino has to even look where JP is dahil alam niya na just by intuition where Kawilan will be on the floor. From high school to college, magkakasama na yung dalawang yan. Hanggang dito pa naman sa professional ranks. See what happened here. JP gives it up, and then Chino doesn't even have to look behind. He knows that JP was trailing that play.
There's a foul away from the ball. They're really calling it tight.
They are. It hasn't changed here in the third quarter. Caloocan already with 3 team fouls. Zamboanga, that's their first team foul.
Kabanag. Bitoon. Finds Kalahat, a 3. Yes! So Romel Kalahat inside and outside, doing some damage.
If you're Zamboanga, it was all just about picking your poison. And I think for me, that's the lesser evil. When you let Romel Kalahat shoot from the outside, rather than having guys like Biton, Cabanag, Cervantes, or Casin launching it from downtown.
So Romel Kalahat with a big 3.
If you're James Una, that's still good defense. You had your hand up, you were able to get in the way of that shot and try to disrupt it. Just better offense.
Mosqueda with a push shot. That doesn't work.
That's one of the rare times you will see Chino Mosqueda actually try to make a shot for himself.
Gabat will fire. In and out. Rebound, Romel Kalahat. Jennifer Cabanag. To Kalahat. Down low they go. Cervantes. Oh, wow. That is harsh.
Yeah.
That is harsh.
I thought Kawilan just stood there.
That is harsh.
Wow. It just hasn't been that kind of night para kay JP Kawilan.
I don't know what you're gonna do there.
Yeah, how else are you going to defend that if you're JP Kawilan? I don't think there was any adverse movement. I think he was just standing there having his hand up. I didn't see any push from below.
I'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Parang wala ka naman talagang choice dun, ha?
Yun na nga eh.
Referee Mark Rancudo making that big call. Actually, medyo tight yung tawagan ni referee Mark kanina pa.
It's been that way the entire game.
Early penalty ang Caloocan, ang Zamboanga rather. Gabat can't hit on the fadeaway. Prince Casin. Barkuma. Cervantes facing up. Jumper won't go. Rebound Una. Good box out. James Una. Gabat again. No. Ooh. Bodies flying. Abdul crashes down on Romel Kalahat.
It's two of our best,
Young talents
yes,
in the MPBL.
and two of the most versatile players that we have here in the league. Oh, that leg falling on the neck area of Romel Kalahat. I don't think it was intentional, but it's gonna merit a review here.
Yeah.
And that just might be called an unsportsmanlike foul.
Taking their time here, our crew. Edmar Apis, the crew chief. Rick Damicog, ang kasama niya, tsaka si Mark Rancudo. Maynard Centeno is the fourth man. James Una will be whistled for the foul.
And Alright, so no unsportsmanlike fouls whistled. That's good for Zamboanga. They have enough players in foul trouble.
This is the last regular season game of Zamboanga. Casin goes to Cervantes. Rail. Again.
Wow.
I don't know. So many touch fouls here.
They just can't seem to catch a break here. Caloocan was called for the first 3 fouls of this third quarter, pero umabol rin naman dito ang Zamboanga.
Well, medyo nakababa yung kamay ni James Sena doon, yung angulo. Cervantes. The second free throw goes down, 52-45. Manday comes in para kay Prince Casin. More firepower here for Caloocan. That's an offensive foul of James Una.
Played well right there by Romel Calahat. Certainly an extension of the offhand. That's 2 former teammates going at it. Coach Egay wants a flop. Pero meron dito eh. Tingnan mo, yung una pa lang meron eh.
Yeah. May konting force, no? Although you gotta give credit to Romel for exaggerating the contact.
Definitely.
It's been a stop-start ball game.
There hasn't really been much of a long period of rhythm for both teams.
Kalahat, no, that's Cabanag rather, misses the jumper. Rebound ni Abdul. Now has 9 rebounds. Turnover. Barkuma swings it over to Manday. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Real Cervantes pick and pop. In and out. Barkuma gets it to Manday for 3. No. And Abdul with a rebound number 10.
That should be unacceptable if you're Zamboanga. Everybody was waiting for the ball to fall right into their hands, and it only fell into the hands of Joey Barkuma. A good thing they get the possession here, and Sena gets the 3-point shot. That's a big basket for Zamboanga.
It's down to 4 namang dito ng Caloocan after that 3-pointer galing kay James Sena. 4 minutes remaining. Manday loses the handle. Sena, under 4 minutes to play. In the third, Abdul. The ball knocked away by Manday. Recovery by Chino. Susubukan niya ulit ang depensa ni Manday dito. Chino Mosqueda.
Very cerebral play coming from Chino Mosqueda. Going back to that mismatch, height advantage against Jeff Manday. Tried to pass it off the first time, but the second time, he went for the shot himself.
Manday. 5 seconds to work with. Jeff. Rail. Good line. No good. Chino. The bounce pass. Sena will finish. That's an offensive foul.
Woo-wee. Another tough break there for Zamboanga. Could have been the game-tying basket. Coach Bong Ramos, Coach Egay, they're not happy with what happened. It's a pity because look at the lead pass here by Chino Mosqueda. Just the perfect feed to a cutting James Sena.
From this angle, hirap eh.
It's really hard to decide. Mukha kasing pababa rin yung force ng kamay eh. Wala namang extension pero makita mong mukhang pinipigilan niyang umangat yung depensa eh, with that offhand.
Matias against Sena. Barkuma to Ronnie Matias, short. Capobres secures the rebound. Chance to tie here for Zamboanga. Capobres lost it against Manday. Manlangit. Labas muna kay Chris Bitoon. Bitoon. That's it to JJ. Manlangit misfires on the 3. Rebound ni Jeff Manday. Could not convert on the layup.
Zamboanga's had 2 lucky breaks off of those offensive rebounds by Caloocan. They missed securing defensive boards, but they have managed to let Caloocan have empty resets on those possessions.
Minute and a half left here in the third. Manday. Bitoon. Barkuma, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Barkuma, no finish. Again.
Oh boy, that's 3 missed layups already here in the third for Caloocan. That has kept Zamboanga within a basket here. Now they tie things up.
Having Capobres, strong move before fading away. 52 all. Manday, binigay kay Matias. Manday leaves it to JJ Manlangit for 2.
For a moment there, Michael Are was the one reassigned to stay on Manlangit off of the scramble and rotation. Pero in-overpower lang siya doon ni JJ.
Are. Credo swings it over to Sena. Sena. Ito sa kanyang one-hander. Manday stops at the three-point line. No. Sena with a rebound. He's fouled. What an effort. Gana kay James Sena.
What an advantage it is to have such huge hands na kahit may tumapik sa'yo, hindi na maaagaw. James Sena has given Zamboanga a boost here in the third quarter. Kawilan was tagged with his 4th personal foul. It became like a blessing in disguise for the Sikat because Sena, in my opinion, is a better cover on Real Cervantes than JP Kawilan is.
.3 seconds remaining. May palita pa na tao dito. Kalisa returns for Sena. 10.3 on the clock. Here the third. Kasi. Naging kay Bitoon. 3 seconds. Chris Manlangit beats the clock but can't convert. We're tied at 54 at the end of 3 quarters dito sa Paco Arena. An action-packed game with big implications Highlights of the game brought to you by Simplus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
A highly defensive ball game, but we've seen some three-point shots here and there. JP Caloocan was in and out of this game due to foul trouble. Managed to get one three-point shot to drop. Strong third quarter for Chino Mosqueda. Good passes, good shots. The bench of Caloocan also providing some spark in that third period. We're back to square one, entering the fourth frame.
Nagbabalik ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino dito sa Paco Arena. Our fan of the game is brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. .54 all. Bigat ng laban natin ngayon.
I think bigat is an understatement.
Oo.
It's been a defensively oriented ball game between these two teams, and it doesn't help that our referees have been calling it so tight on the fouls.
Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes, Ilagan Isabela five-star Cowboys team. Governor Sir Joey Fournier will be the streeter head of security, and Emer Oreta, our head of operations here. There's a foul on Manday.
Both teams have been trying to play physical, but our referees have not really allowed that. You see the quarter scoring. It was a low-scoring third period between those two teams, but good job by Zamboanga for limiting Caloocan to just 10 points in that third quarter.
You know what, Avi, I was trying to figure out yung scenarios, that log jam from 4 to 7.
It's tough to do that while covering a game, my friend.
I was really trying so hard. Kagabi, I also tried eh.
Mahirap talaga sa dami ng pwede mangyari.
Hindi pa rin matapos eh. Hindi ko rin maano eh. And you have to assume, ang problema dyan, you have to assume na, matatalo itong team na to, or
Yun yung problema talaga eh. Because
you can't assume things that have not happened yet.
yeah, exactly. And maraming pwede mangyari na hindi natin ine-expect eh. That's why you can't just assume that one scenario will be the one that's gonna happen. Just like how Caloocan has managed to take the lead once again here.
He's not gonna miss for long. Jeff Manday, 13 points in the ball game. And this is where he is at his best.
You have to be wary when he's already past half line, because past half line he could already launch it. Nobody marking the basketball, the most dangerous guy.
59 to 54, timeout Zamboanga. Kalahat had those 6 early points against the Ilagan Isabela five-star Cowboys. Tonight, dire-diretso ang pagbuhos ng puntos ni Romel Kalahat, already with 17 in the ball game. Really responsible, kaya itong Caloocan has been regularly at the free throw line.
Tama ka dyan. I think he's drawn the most fouls in this game, and I think he's drawn the most important fouls against Zamboanga sa laro na to. He's drawn 3 of the 4 fouls of JP Caloocan and the 2 fouls of Med Salim. And those are the 2 most important players at the 4th spot for Zamboanga. And he's managed to keep them out of the game for majority.
Oh, Jeff Manday. He can score from inside and outside. Nakita natin to against Ilagan Isabela. Showing us that he can score off the bounce. What a finish this was.
And that's why he's so dangerous, because when he takes over, it's not just one look. He gives you different attacks, different points of attack. Kanina, nakakita tayo, he showed us his touch from the outside. Now he's taking his defenders off the dribble, showing them that, hey, I'm not just a one-dimensional player. I can take you whichever way possible.
Kawilan. Abdul against Manday, loses his balance. Gabat has it and puts it in.
Nice recovery there from Abdul Sawat, able to get it to Reg Gabat.
Yeah, but Reg Gabat, professional scorer na.
It doesn't matter where he gets it. It doesn't matter the manner of how he gets it. He's gonna find a way.
Biton, well defended. Gabat gets a running start. Biton cutting him off. Manday. Mosqueda with the steal. Abdul atake. Challenges Kalahat's defense. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws. I like how Abdul has been very forceful in this ball game.
Yeah, he's gone to the line a lot of times in this game. I think this is going to be attempts 8 and 9 at the free throw line for Abdul Sawat.
Free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
Problema lang para kay Abdul Sawat, yung porsyento niya galing sa free throw line. It hasn't been that good.
He misses the second, pero nakuha ni James Una ang rebound. Gabat to Abdul. Abdul sees a gap inside. Abdul, no. Takbo mga nakaputi. Biton will finish.
Walang kahirap-hirap doon para kay Chris Biton. 1-on-2 break, disadvantage to numbers. Just able to flip it up and in.
Kawilan. Biton right in front of him. Gabat back to Kawilan. Reg. That's a tough look for Reg Gabat.
See how the absence of JP Kawilan has really affected his confidence in this game.
Yung rhythm niya.
Yeah.
He has no rhythm whatsoever. Kanina, hindi kasi hirap kasi pag hindi niya tuloy-tuloy yung laro mo eh.
It's a pity because, if you're Zamboanga, he was already off to a good start, knocking down his first 3-point shot of the game. But then those 2 quick ones, I had to get him back to the bench early. He was there for a while. Tapos pagbalik niya, makukuha niya naman yung kanyang pangatlo. Pagbalik niya, nakuha niya naman yung kanyang pang-apat.
Sabi ni Romel Calat, grabe! Grabe!
It's been a tight game, Romel. It's been a very tight game.
That's number 4 in Kalahat. Same as JP Kawilan.
About time he tries to feel how he's made Zamboanga's defense feel.
Kawilan from the corner. No. Uda grabs that ball out of the air. Gabat for 3. No good. Last touch ni JJ Manangit. Back to 14. A shot clock dito ng Zamboanga. 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this ball game. Abdul. Inside to Una. Una muscling his way through.
That's a big mismatch there with Una only having Jeff Manday on him, what about the presence of mind from Bill Sawat to get it to his big man?
Tsaka yung finish ni Unes, sigurado eh.
Nilagay niya na lang, ika nga.
Ito na, Manday against Gabat. Jeff to Rail Cervantes, attracting two defenders there. Manday before dropping it off to Manlangit.
When the help comes, somebody has to come and help the helper too, especially in moments like that where there is a chance for the opposing team to score. See here how two guys converged on Jeff Manday, allowing Real Cervantes an opening in the middle.
And it just explodes to the paint. Itong si Jeff Manday. I like that hindi na siya talaga exclusively tumitira lang ng stress.
Hindi na talaga eh.
O kahit na alam natin na very effective naman siya doon. And Abdul missing on that jumper over Manday.
I think him being part of this Caloocan team this season was a big blessing to him dahil it also allowed him to mature pa rin even though he's already had a lot of experience in his career.
Abdul. Atakihin ang depensa ni Manlangit. Manlangit comes up with a big block. Trying to go back the other way behind the back to Cervantes. Oh! What a finish.
Real Cervantes in this game, Mr. Quality Minutes for the Caloocan Batang Kankalu.
Manlangit after the block on Abdul. The presence of mind goes behind the back as he falls to the floor. And Real Cervantes does the rest. Caloocan with a 9-point lead here in the fourth. 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this ball game. Caloocan's remaining games, Sarangani on the 27th and Pangasinan on the 30th. That Pangasinan game could be the decider. Who's going to be number 7? Who's going to be number 6?
Kaya hindi mo rin pwede talaga sabihin na ito na yung maging sure record sa pagtapos ng season.
Could be, by the way. Sorry kung assume tayo, pero nasa 20 wins na ang Pasay. They will finish their season tomorrow against Binyan. Okay. Muntinlupa, Pampanga. It could go to 21 wins. No? Muntinlupa na lang tsaka Bulacan ang kalaban nila. Nasa ilalim si Abdul Sawat, fouled by Manday. 2 free throws coming up.
That's been the Waterloo defensively for Caloocan in this game. Kung sino ang tao ni Jeff Manday, yun ang hinahanap ng Zamboanga. And almost each time, they managed to get to the free throw line. Ang problema, hindi maganda yung porsyento.
A similar call earlier, Javi.
Yeah.
Yung nakataas lang yung kamay. And they're calling it both sides, by
Both
the way.
sides. Yun lang naman ang kinagandahan ng officiating sa game na to. Even if they've been calling it tight, it's been tight on both sides.
Double-double na si Abdul. 11 points and 10 rebounds. Also has 4 assists. Romel Calahat leading all scorers with 17. Oh, si Reg Gabat pala, sorry. 18 points. Calahat has 17 to lead Caloocan. Cervantes against Sena. Does not get that one to roll in, pero may foul on Sena.
And Zamboanga made the adjustment, putting James Sena again on Real Cervantes. At Cervantes getting the ball in the middle and just using minimal movement to draw that foul against James Sena. Just a little drop step to the right side.
Iba din ang kayod ni Real Cervantes ngayon. Those are 7 hard-earned points,
Oh,
by the
yeah.
way.
And those points came in very timely fashion each time.
Meanwhile, let's bring in Mika.
Just talking about some Zamboanga guys on the floor, Chino Mosquera talked about how it's been challenging for him dahil first group pa daw ang nawala sa kanila. He took Med Salem out. Nag-usap daw sila ng masinsinan, especially Salem is one of those taking over in that position of CBC. James Sena joined them and put his commitment card on the table and said, ako na lang ang kuya nyo dito. The anchor of a suddenly not so stable ship. Sidaw, Fabi?
Maraming salamat, Mika. And just a tough time to undergo a bit of a shake-up. You know, you hope that it ends up you know, in a positive, may positive outcome ang nangyari na yon. But again, really, really tough to lose some of your leaders on the floor.
It's been a seesaw season para sa kanila. Imagine being on top and being below or in the middle of the team standings. That has what characterized Zamboanga's season this year.
Ang kagandahan dito is that you know, I think the players have really established a really good, you know, camaraderie. The relationship is there. Ooh. Referee Edmar Avis quick on to blow the whistle there.
That could be a clear path foul.
Yeah, this could turn things around here.
And this is going to be big, considering that Zamboanga is down by 9. Could be a chance for a 4-point or 5-point swing. That could get things to just a couple of possessions.
So you expect Biton to relocate doon sa kanan na side niya, no? Away from Mosqueda. Masyadong malapit si Chino doon. No. So, unsportsmanlike foul. Clear path foul. There are a lot of high character
A sportsmanlike
players here
foul on
sa
number 72,
Zamboanga
Chris
naman.
Biton.
And
I agree.
I think they've also been battle-tested.
It's been an opportunity for them to prove themselves. No? Yun naman talaga ang constantly na nangyayari sa karera ng player. You always get opportunities to try and prove yourself. These are moments that you should cherish because hindi lahat ng player nabibigyan ng ganitong klaseng opportunity. Because this also helps fast-track their development as players. Yung maturity nila nadadagdagan, and it also gives them a chance to show different people what they can do in pressure-packed situations.
To see, there's a challenge here on from Coach Mike. Referee Maynard Centeno talking to Coach Mike here, trying to explain the call. Alam nila kung gaano ka-crucial itong tawag na to.
They only have 3 minutes to play. Very important call.
Can you challenge something that was already reviewed?
Yun na nga eh.
I think the question there was, I think the foul was already, the decision was already made on the foul. Otherwise, you would have erased everything. Oy, salamat. Ibabalik kami.
The Batang Caloocan's challenge was unsuccessful. A sportsmanlike foul on Chris Bitoon or unnecessary
So
contact.
the
to
challenge
stop
is
the
unsuccessful
progress of the team
for Coach
in
Mike
transition.
Sagigit, Javi, and
Fourth foul on Chris Bitoon.
Chris Bitoon also in foul trouble. Apat na.
This was the steal here by Chino Mosqueda. And then Coach Mike Sagigit, even after the call was already made on the unsportsmanlike foul, still tried to have that call overturned. That to me was very weird because you're trying to have a reviewed call reviewed again. Free throws have been a problem for Zamboanga in this game. Not just Chino Mosqueda. Abdul Sawat has gone to the line a lot. He's missed a number of free throws. And that could have helped Zamboanga get even closer in this game. But they're going to have to do it here with a field goal.
Sena underneath. Another chance for James Sena. Ibang klase yung trabaho ni James Sena ngayong gabi.
Well, sinabi niya na nga kanina. Sinabi na ni Mika kanina sa kanyang report that James Sena put out his commitment card on the table when they went out for coffee. So he's showing it here through the actions.
Big word.
Yes.
Commitment. Big word yun, ha?
Big word yun, big word yun. Something that I'm not very familiar with.
Oh, Bitoon is fouled.
That's a big move.
It's a big time move.
That's a big time move.
With the clock winding down.
This was a big time play as well. Look at how Sena worked hard for this basket.
I for a while I thought that was JRU, James Sena.
Yes. He's actually in very good shape, no?
Oo. Lagi nagbabike yan eh. Si
okay.
James Sena.
Kasama pala yan sa maraming players natin na nagbabike rin during their free time.
Oh, mintis yung pangalawa.
That's
Ball
a
is
big
loose. Oh, travel.
Ooh. I thought they were going to call a foul. Oh my goodness. It's been very tough.
Tingnan natin. Oo, nag-tiptoe yung kaliwang paa ni James una.
Sharp call by crew chief referee Ed Marabis.
Final 2 minutes here. 7-point lead for Caloocan. Bitoon against Mosqueda. They go down low to Cervantes against the fellow veteran in James Sena na bitawan. The shot clock will expire on Caloocan. Only one timeout remaining for Zamboanga. Dalawa pa para sa Caloocan. Both teams already over the limit. Ronnie Matias is back for defensive purposes.
They need to make good on this possession.
No sign of Romel Calahat just yet. Kawilan returns para dito kay James Sena.
I think Sena's going to be ready here to come back in for defense after this play.
Are. Kawilan is open. He'll shoot the three. No. Rebound. Una. And as has been the case in some games this season, nabibitawan ni James Una ang bola.
Nauna siya dun sa bola, but you see here the foul trouble for Zamboanga in this game. You have 4 guys with 4 fouls. And
Caloocan, marami-rami din ha.
those are 4 important guys.
Kalahat is back on the floor with Manday, Barkuma, Bitoon, and Matias. Kalahat. Minute and 20 remaining. Manday, crossover. Manday gets it to Barkuma, shoots the 3, and knocks it down. What a big shot, galing kay Joey Barkuma. Showing us his big fighting heart.
Binaril ka pa talaga dun, ha?
Natamaan nga ako.
Look at the pass here. This was a big emergency pass coming from Jeff Manday. He had nowhere to go. The defense definitely clogged the lane there, prevented a decent shot. He had to pass it out. Barkuma was the only option, I think, that was open para kay Jeff Manday. Hindi naman siya pinahiya doon ni Joey Barkuma.
That is his only basket
Yes.
so far in his ball game. A big shot kay Joey Barkuma. Timeout muna tayo. Lamang ang Caloocan ng 10. Kalahat, Bitoon, Manday, all with 4 fouls.
That just
It's
proves
been-
to you how tight it has been in this game.
It's been that type of game. This is the biggest lead of the ball game for Caloocan. Sena against Matias. Arid, great defense here. Galing sa Caloocan. Abdul will attack. Uy, another pass. Are for 3. Mintis, Manday with a crucial rebound. I think that's it.
Yeah, and I think they took too long. A case of overpassing, I think, there for Zamboanga. That's the thing with this team, you know, that's really how they've been all year round. They really are trying to look for the best possible shot each time down the floor.
Manday for 3. Abdul with the rebound. Sena. 3-pointer. No good. Mosqueda flying in for the offensive rebound. 8-point lead. Manday will dribble this one out. That should be it. Caloocan bouncing back from that loss to the Ilagan Isabela 5-star Cowboys. On the other hand, Zamboanga will close out the season with losses to the Quezon Huskers and now the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. So how will they steady the ship here? They also lost their previous game. Ravi.
Yeah.
So we'll see here if they can turn things around, whether it's in the play-in or in the playoffs for Zamboanga. This is their final regular season game. Caloocan has 2 more, but what a player this guy is. Jeff Manday. I know Romel Kalahat established the game, the tone of this game, the physicality of this game, but Jeff Manday, really one of the best scorers in this league.
But you know what they say, it's not about how you start it, it's how you finish it. And Manday effectively closed it out for Caloocan, including that big play to set up Joey Barkuma for that go-ahead basket. That put the lead up to 10 points, and that sealed the deal para sa Caloocan sa laro na to.
And Mika is with Jeff Manday.
Maraming salamat. Congratulations, Jeff. Nag-usap tayo kanina. Sabi mo sa akin na bukod sa mga tres mo, marami ka pang pinaghahandaang ibang skills. At nakita nga namin kanina doon yung pasa mo kay Joey. Ano ba gusto mo sabihin kay Joey?
Mula ako masabi sa bata na deserve niya yun kasi sobrang napaka-work hard na bata yun. Tsaka yun siguro yung shoot na yun, parang deserving sa kanya na pumasok.
Siyempre, galing sa tulong mo. Pag-usapan din natin kanina na medyo meron kang excitement tsaka kaba papunta ng playoffs, no? Kasi pinakaunang playoffs mo dito sa MPBL. Paano ka ba naghahanda?
Yun nga, pinaghandaan namin almost nung pumasok si Coach Mike. Then yung araw-araw, minomotivate kami na maging sharp lagi sa practice na makakuha namin sa game.
Maraming salamat. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Muna binabati ko yung sumusuporta sa amin, and thank you kay Lord Jesus Christ for the win. And nagpapasalamat kami sa walang sawang suporta kay Mirong Along Malapitan, Kung Oka and Kung si Enteng Malapitan, Lexi Malapitan. At sa mga sponsors, thank you. Yan Coolers, High Top LPG, Stay Clothing, Word Balance, Mandarin Sky, Father Ruel ng Nasa Jerusalem, Father Arnold, Pastor Reb, and Pastor Jem of GCF Caloocan. And also binabati ko yung papa ko na first time manood ngayon and nasuporta sa akin, and anak ko na si Maddie, mama niya na si Kat, and kay mama at papa. And also sa friend ko, si Del Mundo family, cousin family, and sa Caloocan fans, thank you, and mabuhay.
Alright, maraming salamat, Jeff Manday. Isa sa mga marami nating suki dito sa Best Player Interview. Balik sa inyo si Del Fabi.
Maraming salamat, Mika. Congratulations, Jeff Manday. And the Batang Kankalu up next. Davao takes on Manila in our final game here at the Paco Arena. We'll be right back with that one.